do it in this way. Okay, let's do it in this way. Like, I'll just keep it my introduction very mini space so that you can ask more questions. I can guide you in the interview preparation also. At the same time, I'll share my best experience in the data migration. Okay, let me give some background how I started my journey. Very important thing I need to say, I'm very heartful thanks to sir, because I'm a student. From the sir I learned many things. Okay, with that approach I got a very good job in one of the French based company. After joining 1 month, I went to on site. Okay, so France, it's also very big achievement in my career, because I recently joined an organization with 4.5 years of work experience. Company will see how potential you are. They doesn't want like years together you need to spend in the project. The initial phase only they'll identify, and the opportunity came. All credit goes to and his way of teaching and the learnings. Okay, uh, very specifically, a friend, I'm telling a friend, one of the best teaching. Okay, see, don't take it in wrong way, I'm not promoting anything, but honestly I'm telling, cracking an interview, it's very easy in SAP. Take it very granted until you are focusing on two areas: one, conceptually, and technically. Okay, this is my main key to get into any SAP job. I attended 6 interviews, I qualified 5, I choose the best one. Everything happened in the same month. 1 month, 6 interviews, 5 qualified, I choose the best one. The reason is very simple, very thin line difference. You should speak conceptually and you should speak technically. Just to give background, I have done my MBA. Almost I have 9 years of work experience in accounting side. Technically, I have only 4 years. Then I just get into this SAP as a consultant. So things are going very fine. Okay. So first thing, very easy. Getting into SAP is very very easy. Okay, which I come across. I studied for few months, and I'm there in the organization. So I'll just take a pause here. Okay, so if you have any specific questions, I will come to the data migration, but any specific questions in your mind, like maybe you people are some experience or freshers, or somebody is adding some fake experience and getting into the job, any sort of queries you can ask me. I'm able to give my honest answer, so that it'll give some directions. Okay, I'll take a pause here. Anyone want to know something? We'll get into the subject, but before that, I need to understand few things, few areas where exactly you guys are, uh, have some open questions. Am I audible? Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yes.
Yeah, yeah, it's audible. My
Okay.
question is like you mentioned a few months means what
Mm.
was the roadmap like? So just
Yeah,
I need to
perfect.
follow that.
Perfect. Yeah, right. See, 3 months of concrete study. Okay, 1 month of solid preparation. See, uh, let's break like this. Okay, I just studied 3 months. Okay, just 3 months. What people used to do. Okay, we get into a system, we start building all the basic configurations. Then again, two things you should take it in mind. Practice is one separate area. Are we really understanding conceptually? Are we really understanding technically? These two are very important. What users no, most of the candidates, what they do when they get into the system, they start creating every Saturday and Sunday. This is a mindset of, even I did the same thing. Even I interacted with many students. The same thing. They say, okay, Saturday, Sunday, they'll start creating one company code, keep on doing all the basic configurations. When it comes to the core subjects, right? First, you need to identify which area you are very really core. Okay. So in interview, the strategy has been changed from the past 5 years. Not only you guys are studying, na, in the entire India, many people are studying SAPs. Everyone are doing practice. Everyone are preparing for exams. Our strategy should be very different approach. Okay. In interview, don't expect they will ask all the basic configurations. Nothing, because 30 minutes of interview, you need to be very quick in answering conceptually and technically. That makes you the difference when it comes to other candidates. I'm not telling to practice, But if you know something, don't stick on, don't repeat everything the same steps. Okay. See, I created only one company code or max two company codes. That's it. With those two company codes, I started working on reports. I started analyzing few things. I started building own customized T codes. You should explore this. Okay. So always, what I made is a simple strategy. I'll tell you. I have attended 6 interviews. In the 6 interviews, how the pattern was today, everyone are more focusing on asset accounting. Every interview, you will have a lot of questions on asset accounting. That is a one area. If you're not read properly or not practiced properly, most of the time you will fail in the interview because no one is interested in FI, AP, AR, GL. No one is interested. Okay. So you should core area should be asset accounting. Then it should be a controlling. Okay. And selective areas in FI, like DME. Okay. And IDOC creations. Okay. Very tough BRS, bank reconciliations, electronic BRS, manual BRS, some sort of cash flow. So you need to identify which are the critical topics. You need to focus on that area. Okay. Okay. So give more priority. Like interview pattern has been changed. Earlier, people used to take only FI. If you know FI, you used to get selected. Now, FI with that CO is important. And if you know CO, then again they'll ask, you know about any other domain. FSCM. You know other topics. So what I did. When I attended interview, I was my strong area was on CO and the FI and very critical topics on FI, and I talk about more technically when the interview. So that is a key success for to qualify. So uh, you need to be a little smart enough in your preparation. I hope I answered your question. So don't go with the basic. So basic is just a configuration. It is good to know things, but there are many things you need to see when you're claiming that you have an experienced person. I'll tell you. You say like I have 4.5 years. Everyone knows this. Even we come from different background. We put our experience like we know 4.5 years of work experience. But when you're claiming that 4.5 experience, the definitely the answer, the interview expects something different, not with the subject. He doesn't want the conceptual things. Every time you talk about automatic payment program, that's it. But this is everyone knows. In an interview, he will come across so many people doing the same task. He will say, "I know automatic payment program." Then he will ask, "What enhancement you have done in the automatic payment program? What extra things you have done?" Okay. So what Z programs you have created? How do you mitigate these kind of errors? These kind of core area you need to be focused. Only then in 30 minutes you can able to convince the any interview person. Always talk technically. You should be very familiar with the SAP tables. Always you guys prepare one enhancement. At least when you're going for an interview, end to end enhancement you should know. You know. So prepare for the difficult topic. Don't go with the easy topics. So that makes the difference. Huh? Any other questions? Feel free. You can ask so many
Okay,
questions.
thank you.
Even I'm also a student. Yeah, you can ask like how to prepare. Like in 30 minutes, it's very difficult to answer an interview. But the way you speak, right? You will get the confidence. Okay, yes, this candidate can able to do. That's it. Qualifying or attending interview is very easy, guys. I'm telling. It's not difficult. You should talk about balance sheets. No one will talk in an interview. You should talk about ledgers, how you analyze these things, balance sheets, IDOC creations. Or always you talk about issues, how you solve, how you mitigate those errors, what extra things you have done. Correct. So don't stick on to configurations. Configurations, yes, it's a good to know, but how you solved. So there are some programs, okay, which I have created recently. We don't need any ABAP to create Z programs. We can in SAP there is a one beautiful application or a T code. With that, without ABAP, we can run any program. You can create your own Z programs, customized programs. Most of the time we'll say, right, yeah, we need an ABAP in the project. No, without ABAP also we can create our own programs if you know the tables. So these are the things in an interview they'll expect when you say you have 4.5 years of work experience. Don't expect they will ask, you know. So they'll ask some questions. Okay, you worked in some data migration. Just an example. Okay, you loaded some data. How do you delete those data? correct? You uploaded incorrectly in the DMC template, you just validate everything. Once data landed in the system, you see there is an inconsistency. How do you erase that? These are the things, real experience they want. These are good to know concepts. Okay. Any other questions, so that we can share some on data migration also?
Yeah, I have one doubt.
Please,
In
please.
real time, do we have the access for this doing the customizations? What Pepper do?
Yeah, we have. Yes, in the development server, anybody, anything can be done. So we'll
Okay.
have basically like development, quality and production, same whatever the landscapes you're learning, same thing will be there. Okay. Some organization, they give a sandbox to perform end-to-end testing. In my project, we don't have sandbox. We have development server. We do all the developments, testings, end-to-end results we test. Once everything is feasible, then we go into the quality, and we'll only, even basis team also we only doing. Moving the TR, we don't need any basis team. Anybody, there is a charm access will be there. So, uh, you know, uh, uh, again, it depends on the client to client, project to project. But luckily, in my project, like, currently I'm doing data migration and working on implementations end to end, because we work one individual doing multitasking. So we have exposure on all those areas. So yeah, they provide all this access. I'll tell you in interview, how they look at how smart you are. Okay. So sometimes they'll ask these kind of questions. They'll give a scenario for you guys. Oh, we have a custom program. When we run the custom program, system takes 15 minutes, then it go for a abap dump error. Okay. What you do? They'll ask this question as a consultant, what's your next approach? So what basically we do, we go and search what is that issue, correct? So then we'd say ABAP dump error. Suddenly we come to a conclusion, oh, this task is ABAPer, then ABAPer need to fix it. Then we will contact ABAPer. ABAPer will say, he will also do the debug and all. He'll say, data is fetching from more number of tables. I cannot do anything. Let's build from the scratch. What we do, we come to, again we will come to a conclusion, okay, whatever ABAPer say, yes, we will not do our research first thing. Okay, whatever ABAPer say, we believe. Okay. Then we will go to the management and we'll say, no, no, we checked with ABAPer. It is giving a reading from multiple tables with multiple entries. It is reading nearly 1 lakh error, I mean 1 lakh transactions, and it is getting into an error. What management will think? Management say, okay, what is the next approach? When I say next approach, we don't have an option. Okay. So the okay. So sorry, somebody go on mute, please.
Kishore, there
Sure,
is a
can
lot
you?
of background noise in your line. If you don't have any question, I would request you to. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, sorry. So understand this scenario, like how things will come up. Okay. So one issue came, one Z program was there. It went to ABAP error. We go to the ABAP error say nothing can be done. It is a code was built in such a wrong way, and it is throwing a lot of errors. Then we'll go to the management and to the client and we'll say, so this is the issue. Then client will say, okay, as a consultant, what best you can do? We don't have an answer, correct? We start exploring and we start thinking, correct? So instead of do that, if you do a lot of research, see, understand guys, one very very strong belief, I believe, SAP came 20 years before. All errors, all issues, everything will be there in the blogs. What we need to do, we need to explore it, that's it. So take some time, understand what is the issue, why the issue is coming up, is it something mistake from our side, or it is a SAP system behavior. Then started exploring, no? So you will get some answer. In interview, these are the things they'll expect. Everyone will face error, but how you resolve the error is something very challenging. What learnings you have done from that error, that is very important. Okay. These are the key points you need to highlight in your interview. Okay, that makes the difference. Okay. So everything is possible. For this error, I'll show you one simple demo, how you can resolve that data migration. Okay, before solving that, I'll take a pause. Any other questions, guys? I can solve with my experience, or I can share my honest feedbacks. feel free. Don't worry. I'm also a student like you only. Maybe I'm working. That's fine. Every day I'm learning. Okay, but I'm here to share my experience. So nothing to scare. SAP is very very easier compared to other jobs. These jobs are very easy to crack and get into a company. That much confidence I have. Meaning you are in the good hands of a trainer, sir. Just follow whatever instruction says. Just keep learning conceptually and technically. You will get a best jobs. I'm telling you. Speak up, no? So if not, then we'll go into the system. I'll share some experience on the data migrations. I'll give some very important steps, because in interview, understand, they'll ask. So, always we should talk conceptually and technically, because maybe in the beginning of conversation I'm keep on telling these two words. This is the base. These are the two key factors will decide you whether you're selected or not selected. Understand, nowadays two things are going upfront. One, AI is going on in SAP, also so many automations going. Keeping aside that, you are the not only one person going for an interview. One, there is a 10 positions, the 100 people will be there. 100 people also smart enough, but with those people, how you grab the opportunity is something very different strategy you need to play around. Some may be good in communication, some may be good in technical, but some maybe is okay type, but still you want to attend an interview, and you want to experience that. But understand, the moment you attend the interview, you should qualify. Otherwise it will put you down. Actually, you keep on failing interview, it will keep on putting you down, because it will create unnecessary doubt whether I have read properly or not. So that's the reason, conceptually understand, so that any interview you can crack here, irrespective of the whatever the company doesn't matter. Interview comes, you will qualify. That much guarantee I can give. Okay, any other questions? Feel free. See, earlier we don't have this kind of opportunity. Like, blindly we went for interview. Otherwise, we would have also prepared much. And uh, easy. Actually, sir, whatever sir is doing is really good, amazing thing. The reason is, at least you are getting something, and you are talking to a person, a real life. I'm doing and day in and I mean, in the day in and day out, whatever I'm doing, I'm sharing my experience. I'm telling, in the company, no one will help. No one, literally. You can't ask anyone. You cannot ask your colleague. You cannot ask your managers. Everything you have to do research, learn, then execute. Okay. If you learn properly and if you practice, no need to scare. Organization, any system they give, you play around it. Okay. If no questions, can we get into some sort of data migration? I'll give some highlights, like how these projects will work, how we started. I can start my journey. I can tell about, in interview also you can summarize this, confidently you can say, yes, this is what the data migration do. Okay. See, implementation, by the time you guys already know. So, already customizations. If any, if you see, nowadays interview pattern also keep on changing. Already know SAP is doing a lot of that application is changing now. Every ECC is moving to HANA system. Lot of interviews, definitely they'll ask for the data migration experience. It is not an easy task also, because lakhs of records you are getting into the new system. Lot of transformation should be done. Correct. So it is good to know the data migration topic and speak confidently, so you can excel in the interviews. Sorry, I'm making really sense. You guys are kept quiet now. I'm just wondering, I guess understanding or something. I need to slow down. I don't know. You need to share your experience, guys.
Yes,
Am I
perfect.
making sense?
Yes, perfect, sir.
Yes, we are understanding.
Perfect. Okay. No, feel free, guys. I'm telling, don't hesitate. I'm just like your brother. You can share anything. Interview. See, the main agenda. Everyone need to get a job. Simple core underlining. Whether you take, uh, you're not faking anything. What you're doing, you're sincerely putting hard work. Saturday, Sunday, you guys are attending the classes, taking some extra time, learning something new. Be positive. In this batch, everyone should get a job. So that's the main agenda. That's where we are working. Sir is also putting a lot of effort to make this as successful. Every candidate from his batch should get qualified. For that, you need to ask questions. So we can guide. Actually, sir also can guide. I can also guide. If you're not started, if you're not practice also, nothing worry. I'm telling, SAP is one of the easiest job to crack it. I have cracked. You guys can also crack. Just you need to experience, that's it. Okay. No more questions, then we'll start here. I'll start on the data migration, because again this opportunity will not come. That's the reason I'm just emphasizing, like, no, ask. It's okay. There is nothing to hide.
Yes,
Just
thank you
because
so
we
Otherwise,
much.
have
Let's
Yeah,
just
this,
continue with the topic. Let's see, maybe in the mid or towards the end of the session, they might have a more questions so that we can address
Sure,
them.
sure, sure. Okay, I'll just give some highlights on the data migration. Okay, so guys, this make it very useful. On these are the very important points. You will not get it in any YouTube or something. Maybe if you find also very good, but these are whatever experience I'm sharing. This is from real, because I went to on site. I did the data migration. I have covered, and we are doing the first data load in the November 10th. Okay, the whole process I'll explain how the flow works. Okay, the first thing is data migration. Simple, I'll explain. Any data, irrespective of the any system like ECC, third party, any other applications, whatever the data available in the old system, everything we can migrate to S4HANA. This is what in nutshell they call it as data migration. We are migrating a data, any third party system to SAP system. It can be third party or ECC, any SAP applications. The target system is S4HANA. So moving the data to the target system is, in nutshell, it's a data migration. The very important steps, how we push the data, what are the parameters, what are the focus areas. As a consultant, what we should be very keen to understand. Okay, because if it is ECC or some other system, definitely there is many concepts. Nearly 40% changes evolution has happened in the S4 HANA, that you already know, because of various reasons. Tabular data speed, that is a separate part. The 40% changes happen, that is a core area where we go fail, where we go wrong. Okay, what are those 40% of areas? The how to analyze the things. Okay, the first step is, when client will say, just imagine, just we'll all go in imagination mode and understand. Just imagine. So client will say, okay, you're working for XYZ company, let's come for on site, let's do the data migration. So what they do, they select one of you guys, you went to on site. When you are in the meeting room, they will say, okay, this is my data structure. They'll say, this is my master records, this is my transaction records, which is in third party ECC system. Now you guys have to do the data migration to the HANA system. What your managers will say, yeah, we have a best team, they do it. Okay, client also say, okay, agreed, sign deal, everything deal. So then the question comes, when you look at the data, master data, if you look at, nearly 80,000 vendor records, customer 20,000 records, assets 1 lakh records. How do you analyze? Correct. To analyze data itself, it takes a lot of time. So then the first step will come, scope definition. There should be a scope. So then you will ask to the business, what is a scope? Now today there are 1 lakh records, vendor records. Do all these 1 lakh records go to the HANA system? Then they will say, no, like out of 1 lakh, 20,000 already we blocked. Okay, another 20,000 there is no business, we are supposed to block. Another 20,000 we are planning in 18 months may we will put a temporary block on the posting level. Then you will get hardly 40,000. Then question comes, then again you will define in the scope, are there duplicate vendors, are there? Maybe because it's a data, right? Anybody can create duplicate. Again they will say, yeah, again some 5,000 records are duplicate. Finally you landed with 15,000 actual record. This is called scope definition. Okay, till here understood, guys? Hello?
Yes, 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 yes.
yes,
Perfect.
Clear.
Then you should say yes or no, otherwise because I'm on the phone, right? I don't know your expressions, I can't understand, otherwise I would have come online. Okay, till scope definition you understood. This is very important, I'm telling very layman language, this is what we did. Okay, let's understand. You should imagine. Okay, better understanding, just imagine, I'm just telling a story type, just try to imagine. So then finally you will end up getting 15,000 records. Then you will say to the client, perfect, the scope definition is done. So you will send an email to the client after doing scope definition. We got 15,000 vendor records. Only these 15,000 vendor records we're going to move to the target system, like that is S4HANA. Client will also say, go ahead. Perfect. Next step will come. That is called mapping tables. Okay, we call it as mapping. Today they are using a third party system, but in our HANA, by the time you would have already done the vendor creations and all, there is something called BP customers. Correct. In other system we call it as vendor, but in the target system the same can be a BP. Correct. So
Yes.
so there should be a transformation logic. No, you will understand. You know this. Yeah, as a consultant, you know. Yeah, BP should be there, but system doesn't know. Correct. So then we call it as mapping tables. What we'll do, we will create a simple structure. Source, we call it as source. In the source, whatever vendor numbers are there, that source we will take account groups, we will take number ranges. When it comes to HANA, what should be the source? When it comes to the BP, what should be the number range? We will fill all the template. Then that is called a mapping, because you are mapping the source data to the target data. Okay, that kind of logics we will prepare, that is called mapping tables. Okay, you're just telling the system how it should be. When data come from the source, vendor number should automatically convert to the BP number. You will have a number ranges, right? You will say domestic vendor 900 900, so that you will categorize in the ECC itself or in third party system. Okay, like 10 records should go in BP with these number ranges. So what happen when you push the data to DMC or data migration template or LSMW, these number ranges will come automatically and BP will be created. These kind of transformation we call it as mapping. Not only for vendor, we will do it for payment terms, withholding taxes. Each task we will create the separate mapping tables. So two things we covered. One is the scope we defined. Another thing, the transformation logic, that we call it as mapping tables. We created that. Okay. So when we done these two tasks, your 50% of work is done, because for the system you need only a logics. Correct. That mapping table will get the logics. Very simple to say. Maybe if you not understand the mapping table, I'll tell one more thing. Uh, when they create the implementation, right? When they create the basic configurations in the any target system, payment terms in the HANA system, they will create as HU00 for a 0 days. But in the source system, that could be LT00. Correct. In the mapping table, you need to mention in a such a way, for a vendor, if I'm using the payment term LT00, when it comes to the HANA, it should pick HU00. This kind of transformation logic you're building, a rule basically. Okay, in the template. So data discovery is done, mapping tables is done. Now it comes to the testing part. Okay, so what you will do, you will take out the DMC template, or you will take out LSMW program. You will test one data and try to upload. DMC template is come up with very beautiful simplification. So by looking at the header only, you know what data you need to fill. Just fill and try to upload. So once data go into the system, BP numbers will get generated. Okay. So the data migration, the key factor itself is the scope definition, mapping rules, and the testing. Okay. If you perform these three steps, things will go fine. So in nutshell, these are the only three steps. The main key is mapping, how you understand what data is in source system, what transformation you are doing in HANA system. That is a core logic. Okay. Any questions so far?
Here, if it is the customized field is there, how we
Okay.
can map, means how we can understand this one.
Okay. The question comes again. We need to understand if the custom field they have created in the source system, really we need that custom field in HANA system.
Yes.
Okay. So then in the DMC template, we can add the custom field, because in the DMC template, whatever the data migration cockpit you talk, it is a standard one. Okay. So the customization done in the source system, but still we can edit the custom table and we can add the custom table, whatever in the source system, we can add in the DMC template so that it will solve our problem. We can create. ABAPer will do this custom field. They can add. We added one field recently 2 days before. In the source system, we have something called minority indicator. In HANA also we have this field. If you go to the BP master reconciliation account, vendor reconciliation, where you fill account determination, right? The GL vendor recon account, right? There is a separate field called minority indicator. What they have done in the source system, the minority indicator, it was talking about direct vendors and indirect vendors. When it comes to the target system in the DMC template, we don't see this minority indicator. What we did, we worked with ABAPer. They added one extra field in the DMC template to fill these details. So we can achieve through in the template itself. Okay. So how this data will happen? So once we figured it out, okay, scope we have defined, we defined with mapping tables, we have done one testing. Then it comes to the data loads. First data load, second data load, third data load. The first data load will happen in the development system. You do all 10%, 30%, 50%, you load the data. Then you send for the validation. Business also say, yeah, whatever data, and they will check all the field by field. Okay, they confirm to go sign off, saying that like, okay, all the fields data is filled, you can proceed. Then we will move the customizations or same TR to the quality system. Then quality system to the production, that we call it a second load, and the data will move to the third load. So the simple job is scope definition itself is a thing, main thing. Let me give you one real practical scenario which I have solved. Let me tell you the what is the issue, then you will understand. There was a program they have created, a customized program to fetch indirect purchase orders. Okay, actually that program was created for to fetch all the open purchase orders from the system. My object was I want to fetch only the indirect purchase orders. When I'm defining the scope, I defined, okay, I don't need any material number, because if it is a material is linked, then it is a purchase orders. If there is no material number, then it should be a cost centers. With the cost centers, I was able to figure out, okay, these POs are created with the cost centers, so then it is a non-PO. That was my scope. When I run the program, since it was hitting a lot of tables and it was going to a ABAP dump error. So when I checked with the ABAPer, he said no, there is something table called material, because it was reading the material. Um, RESB. There is one particular table. It was going to the material and reading almost lakhs together data, and it was going for a ABAP error. Then he said, no, the code is incorrect. Whoever done the code, that person also not in there in the company. Everything we need to build from the scratch. In SAP, there is a way we can fetch these details without ABAPer. So that is gonna I'll explain, because I have done it and results was success, and we extract the report, and it was working fine. Okay, sir, if you can share the screen now, I can tell people what we have done. System access.
Sorry, I think I was speaking
Okay.
on mute. Yeah, I switched to the
No
system.
problem. Okay. Because I'm connected through mobile phone, but anyone
Okay.
can type whatever I say, so that
Okay, just guide me so that I can navigate what you wanted to explain.
yeah. So the main objective, guys, see, today you should know what is my data. See, there should be a requirement always. Okay, there is a problem for me. There was a problem when I try to run the program for the PO. I'm unable to fetch the details. Okay, so unable to fetch the details, and system was going to dump error. But the only solution is I need a data. So there is a simple way. Without ABAPer help, we can achieve this. The program or the T code is SQVI.
It's loading it as it is. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. See, in interview, you can tell upfront, an opportunity comes. I don't know when it'll come in interview. In while discussing, right, you can clearly say, "I have done one Z program." They will ask, "Have you done any Z program?" Just still you can say, "Yes, I have done the Z program without ABAP." There's a issue where there was a program already created and system going to the ABAP dump error because of so many records. What I've done without ABAP, I've created this program. It's a Z program basically. It's a program without ABAP. Then they will be more interesting. Without ABAP, how you can prepare? Then you can say that there is a T code called SQVI. SQVI. Basically, what it does, it interlinks the table. Okay. The main difference between SE69 and SQVI. In SE69, you can view one table at a time. LFA1, LFB1, one table at a time. But in SQVI, you can link multiple tables at a time. Let's go and experience that. Okay. So in the quick view, you can create a simple like Z non-PO. Yeah. In a quick view, there is a column, right? Sir, if Venkatesh can access now, because I have teached him,
Yeah,
so
sorry.
he
Yeah,
can.
tell me. So quick view, we need something.
Yeah, put a name called Z non-PO.
Okay, let me see.
Guys, this is the same steps. Okay, same steps you need to follow. Just create. Click on create.
Okay,
No,
so
no.
you are going to create. Okay, sorry.
Yes, yes. One name. Yeah. Just create. Click on create.
Sorry.
No.
Sorry.
Next.
Sorry.
Perfect. And the title also you copy the same thing. Z non-PO or whatever. Yeah. And in the data structure, below. Yes. Click that. Drop down.
Source or you need in a table?
No. Table join. No. Table join. Go up, sir. Data source. Yeah. Table join. What you are doing, you are joining the table. Okay. Layout mode. Click on the layout mode. Yes. And click OK. Perfect. So now this is the place where we will link the table. So now my issue was it's related to PO. First, we need to know what are the tables are needed. So in the Excel, somewhere you need to write the basic of PO tables is EKO table, EKPO table, EKKN table,
Vinod, your
EKET
voice
table.
is going a little low. Can you just adjust maybe
Yeah.
a little close to the mic?
Okay, 1 second. Sir, 1 second. Yeah, I'm on full. Okay. Is it audible now?
Yeah, it's better at least. Yeah.
Okay. So the first thing is I'm dealing with the POs. The PO data is spread across multiple table. Okay. The basic tables, mandatory tables are EKKO table, EKPO table, EKKN table, EKKN, EKET table.
EK?
E for English and T, Tango. Yeah. EKET table. This is a common 4 tables is more enough to fetch all the PO related information. Let's go and experience this. Okay. So in the create now, sir, there is a second one, insert the below. Yes. Type that. Yeah. Click. You enter EKKO. Okay. Next, again, go to the insert. Same.
We'll insert all the
Insert.
tables.
Yes. EKPO. Yes. So this is a beauty of this SQVI. You can insert whatever tables you want. Okay. But you should know the parameter. What is my input parameter? What I'll get my output. That's only the basic things you should know. Then you can play around with this table. Okay. So then come back, sir. Back. Click back. Yeah. Okay. Now you need to little align this. Just align. Can you just move the? There is a data fields, right? There is something like line. Can you just expand this? Because yeah, move
Which
the
one? This
side
one?
towards the right side. Wait. There is. You can see on the left side. You can see data field. Correct.
You wanted to expand this.
Yeah. Yes. Perfect. Yes. So guys, it's just a simple, whatever tables you are seeing in SC16, same thing you will see here. Okay, but it is more of linking the table. Can we expand the purchase order, the first one, sir? First one.
Vinod, can you please talk louder?
Maybe do you have
I'm
any
talking
headset
loud.
or something, Vinod, otherwise, which could
No,
help?
sir, headset I don't have. I'm on speaker only. Hold
Okay.
on.
Okay.
Let me. I'll take on speaker. Speaker. I think I'm on full mode. Okay, I'm on speaker. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Is it audible? No, it's audible, right?
It's better. Yeah. Try to keep a phone whenever you are speaking, at least close to the mic.
Yes.
Then
Yes. Okay. Very, very important step is here. You got all the tables. Okay. You see this? There is something called select and list next to these tables. Correct? The first one above. List field and the select field. Okay. What is the meaning? No, here only. Yeah.
Checkbox.
Yeah, checkbox, the technical checkbox, right? There is something called list field and select field. You should be very careful in this. What do you mean by select fields is select fields, if you select, that will be your input parameter. Okay, for example, I want my company code. Okay, that is an input. Okay, and what should be the output? So you want purchase documents, you want any other stuff, right? That is be wherever you click on list, right? That will give us an output. Select is your input. Okay, so let's go one by one. First step, I want my company code to in select. Select the boxer. Yes. And I want the output is first one. Can you just little expand the list and the description? Yes. Still some more so that we can understand. Perfect. Yeah. So I want purchase order document. Just click the first one in the list. Not to select on list. Yes. So company is my input and output I should get purchase order number. So you want to see the purchase order category, you can give, or purchase order type you want to see, you can click that. Purchase order type, you can click as a list. Purchase document type.
sorry, so selection fields
Select.
or you wanted?
No, in the list, because select is something my input. I given my company
Okay,
code as
now
an
you are
input.
looking
System
only the output.
throw
Okay.
in this. Yes. And keep coming down. You want to see the status of P also, you can select the status, whether it is blocked or whatever. I selected, come down.
Next page we go. Anything else you need here?
No, come down. It's scroll down. Come down. There are lot many tables. Keep coming.
That's all we need from EKKO or?
No. You can see some blocked, PO blocked, something we can see.
I'm going little quick.
Down.
Okay.
Sir, we cannot search. The find will be there, right?
I didn't try it, but I able to down.
You can
I
try.
see like this.
You can try that.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah.
See.
Just
Maybe
scroll
let's
down.
get used to read the name so that you are aware what is the descriptions it
Yeah,
is available.
exactly. Yes. That's the
And
main
once you
object.
become familiar, yes, then always you can go with the search. When we don't know exact term what it is, then it will become difficult.
I think it will be on up only, sir. It won't be like this. Just go to
Okay,
the
which
first
field
one.
are we looking for?
Just for a block status.
Block status.
LOT is something will be there. Keep going. Deletion indicators. Yeah, you can see that. I saw that somewhere.
Deletion indicator
Yeah,
purchasing document.
on the purchase document. Yes, you can select this. So you basically you want to see whether there is a PO is blocked or not. Okay. So
Okay.
and you can just take the other table. So just scroll down and you can open the other tab, or you can minimize this one, first one. Yes, perfect. Next one. Yeah, this is a again you can see what table you are referring to. You can move to the right side, you can see EKK or EK, which table you are reading. So each table it has a different. So you want to see the material number, select that. You want to see the plant, you can select this. Storage location you want to select, not in the list only, sir, not in the select. Select is only one time.
Just
Okay.
observe here
So
the right
material.
side as well, guys. Whenever I'm making a selection here, the list file, how the output is going to look like. So here it is keep on
Yes.
adding whenever we add any parameters. So when I
Yes.
remove the PO gone, when I add again, it is reflecting. Yeah.
Material number, company code, plant, whatever client will say, I want this field, I want this field. This is a customization, no? This is not standard, correct? Whatever client says, you keep on selecting. You can see these values. Quantity you want to see, purchase order quantity, order price, net price. Okay, then you can go to the next table. Yeah, so next table. And you can see deletion indicator on purchase document. You can select that deletion indicator is there. You want to see the quantity, so just get the quantity. You want to see the GL account number. If these data are there in SAP, right, definitely it will fetch the values. Okay, the cost center you want to see anything, you can play around with this table. So
GL
I
account
think
number.
yeah, yeah. So final invoice indicator, anything, whatever comes in your mind, you want to see the data, right? Everything you keep on selecting on the list. Okay, I think we can go to the next table. So item delivery date. Okay, issued quantity you want to see, scheduled quantity, issued quantity. Okay, I think this now, this is more enough. If you have all these details in the SAP tables, it will definitely it will throw. Okay, save and execute. Save and execute.
It is taking a bit of time because we are joining
Yeah, it will take
multiple
some
tables
time.
of data from the
Mm,
back end.
right.
System has to align with that. So just bear with that. Okay.
Yeah, click OK. See, query has been created.
Yeah,
Okay.
the query has created. This is how you created a query now. Whenever you want to
Right.
create some query. So this just an idea how to create a query. For that basic thing, what you need is why you need a query first of all, right? So you wanted to join a data from a multiple source. Here, multiple source is nothing but just a multiple tables. We are not talking about external system, just within SAP or S4HANA database. All the data is sorted or is saved in the form of tables. Those who studied in your earlier days about how data gets stored, right? Maybe the queries you used to write, SQL language or whatever, the basics. The same thing, right? It stores in a table format. Whenever you want to fetch the data, one way of fetching the data using GUI interface. What is GUI interface again? If you go to your SC16 table, that is straightforward GUI interface where you can fetch this data. You no need to worry about the technicalities. Directly you enter the table, whatever you need. Let's say EKKO I wanted to fetch. Say number of entries, it will tell you how many are there. As that's okay. And it says 2056 POs are there. When I execute, all that 2056 POs will pop up here. This is straightforward how you can run it. But whenever you wanted to merge something, now you wanted to fetch some data from EKKO table and some fields from EKPO table and few more fields from other tables. Then it is difficult for you to run here. That is where we are running a query. Query is nothing but merging a multiple tables of data and make your own customized table. You create your own table from the selection of fields, whatever you need from each and every table, right? So that's how we are joining the query. So I just created a query and when we execute it.
See, this is where the input parameters plays very important role. See,
Right.
in the first step, we given only company code as input. You can give many things as an input also. You, example, in here, first we
We
don't
have
have the
some
PO.
company codes 1710 has POs. Yes, you need.
Yeah, you can give this. Yes. What I was telling here, see, that is what in the first stage you need to decide what should be my input parameter. Client will say, okay, we have 5,000 POs. They said only these 5,000 POs we want to migrate. So then you can add your PO number as an input and you can enter all those POs. So your makes job easy. But the requirement and what is my input, what is my output is the deciding factor in any query. Okay. You see this test, we decided at the first stage at the company code level, I want to fetch the data, and we have given that as an input. That is the reason it's showing only one name, one company, only one data input. You can give multiple. Okay, now you can execute, sir. See how beautifully all the tables come. Okay, sir, can you just click on ALV? Yep. Get into the Excel. Next, Excel. There, not that one. The
You
second
want to
one.
export to Excel or okay?
Yeah, export to Excel. Yes, yes.
Okay, fine.
See this
Okay.
data, you can analyze many things. You got everything. You got
Local
material.
file,
Yeah.
Okay, I'll just download it.
spreadsheet.
Hello. You should hello.
Yeah, I just did it.
Okay, done. See, okay. Yeah. So now you have all the data, guys. What is your need? You got list of all the POs from all the table. You got the document type. You got PO document type. You got the material. Correct. It makes your job much easier when you're doing your analysis. But if you go to AC69, every time you need to go to separate table, copy the data into Excel, do your analysis. But with this SQVI query in one table, do whatever analysis you want, and system will not go any abap dump error. You can see how many POs are there. Plenty in the system. Whatever POs are there, it will fetch all the details. So you can see many things, PCs, quantity, what not, everything is there in this table. Interested meaning you see the output, you really enjoy that output. See, you can see straight away you can go. So for this PO, how many quantity is there, how many consumed, and if you put a just one simple formula, what is my quantity and what is delivered, and you will get what is pending. That also you can analyze. That you have to do manually. There is no customization for that, but you can do manually. Delivery date. See, everything is there. This is what I've done so that job makes easy. So wherever there is a material, then it is a PO based. If there is no material, it is non-PO. Simple. And you can test also in system.
Having
Clear,
basic
guys?
understanding of Excel also will help you and also save you a
Yeah.
lot of time. If you are not good at Excel, I think you need to uh, spend a lot of time figuring out what exactly you are trying to do. Okay, I would say try to get familiar with the basics of Excel, and you no need to be an expert, but if you become little uh, comfortable with a basic thing, then it is going to help you to manage a lot of data whenever you are particularly working in a data migration. Excel skills are going to play one of the crucial skill set or a role, okay, which will save a lot of time whenever you extract data from your source and you wanted to migrate to target. Later again, you need to reconcile it. Reconciliation is not so easy, right? Think about it. The data is huge. Whenever you have a huge data, so it is not easy for you to reconcile, right? So you need to, if you are good at Excel formulas and others, which save you a lot of time. You simply need to apply formulas which will tell you whether everything is good or not, whether all the data that you are migrating is taken correctly or not. Otherwise, for a simple data, for example, there are around 290 plus POs in this case. Okay, there are some POs which don't have any number here, but if I consider overall, we have a 300 records. If I want to reconcile all these 300 records, think about it, how long it takes. I don't know where each and every PO correctly has this PO quantity uploaded in my SAP or not. This data, assume that I extracted from my legacy system. After uploading into our data migration completed, if I wanted to know whether all the details are updated correctly or not in S4, it will become difficult for you to reconcile without having certain skills on basic tools like this. Okay, if not Excel, you need to find out other tool where you can quickly perform this kind of job. It is nothing to do with SAP, right? This is completely a basic common skill set that we require.
Okay. So Guys, at least you understood the output. That is very important. So not only for PO, anything in SAP, anything you can create your own query and you can test irrespective of FI and CO. If you know the tables, play around. So it gives the beautiful output. See now, for client it is very important. See, it's same thing, same data, you want to get it in AC16, and you have to struggle like anything, because each table level you have to go download, put it in spreadsheet 1 2 3, then you consolidate it. Instead of doing all this with the SQVI query, you get everything in Excel. Simple. This is what ABAPer also do. Okay, nothing specific they do. They also do this. They'll give a report like this. They'll create one Z program and they say, okay, you run this every time, it will be created. They'll create the variant and they will say. Now, in interview, you can say that, yeah, I can create any SQVI query. You tell me what you want. What is your output? What you want expecting? I can prepare and give. That much confident you need to speak. Is this really understood, guys? It is. I don't know, I need a honest feedback. Huh?
Yes, Vinod. This is for our reference or this is for public, I mean, end user?
End user, see, the basically you are migrating some data, correct?
Yeah.
So you need to present to this client. This is what data I'll send it to the client. I'll ask, look at, there are 30,000 POs are there, and these are the quantities. The POs are already marked for deletion. So can you just see, keep moving. There is something called deletion indicator. So can you just see in the Excel, please? Hello, sir, are you there?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Can you see something in the report, deletion flag indicator or something? We
One second. I
selected that
think
as a
I
output
missed your
parameter.
point. In our report, deletion indicator is
Yeah.
what we are.
Yes, yes. There is something C column or something. There will be
Let me
X
see that.
already.
Okay. Maybe this is the one where it has given only the
I think
value D
you're
here.
screen. Yeah,
So
yeah. I think you see, keep exploring, like, okay, you just move the cursor either and there. So you will see something called deletion indicator. Basically, what now? This is the entire data we fetch from the system. Then we will send it to the client. We will say, this is this entire topic come from data migration only. Client will say, migrate all my POs. No. When we analyze this, we have some deletion indicators. We have some blocked PO already, quantity fully utilized. Then there is a no point, right, to move the data to the new system. So we will send this report. Business will say, okay, if it is in the report, you can see quantity fully utilized, then there is no point to move the PO, correct, in the new system. What we do, we cleanse the data. Business will do the cleansing. They will have the parameters, PO utilized. They'll ask us to remove. We will remove. Then final output data, right? That is a final summary. Then we will upload this into the DMC template and data will go into the new system. So that is the objective. Okay. Is it for is it's like the own requirement, no? So the objective is, from the data migration point, how much data I need to load into the system. That is the output now. So we got some 300 records. All 300 records will go to the system. Again, if you look at PO quantity and you compare, if PO is fully utilized, then there is no point. We will eliminate all those. So this is called data sourcing, cleansing, and final output we will send into the data migration cockpit. Okay.
Thank you, Vinod. It
Yeah.
is very
Yeah.
informative information. Like we will not get any outside the like this information. So this is the customization report where consultant, functional consultant will customize that with the T
Yeah.
codes.
Yeah.
So this information normally we customized and give it to the business users, like end
Right.
users, and they will get the reports. Like they need a
Yeah.
month-end
Yeah.
reports as like this material, how much material is
Mm.
delivered. Or
Right.
for this report is a customization T code
Right.
reports.
Yes.
Normally consultants will create the Z codes and provide to the business to get
Right.
the month-end reports for their
Right.
reconciliation purpose.
Right. Right.
Thank you,
Right.
Vinny. It's very
Yeah.
good
Yeah.
message.
But what I'm trying to say is, in interview, these should be the open points, because a person who really worked only can share this info. Correct. So you should,
Yes.
in interview, you should proudly say yes. Give any report. If it is taking 3 hours, I can get it in 30 minutes. Let's see. than that. So that much confidence you should give in interview. Just imagine a 30 minutes mein how much you can speak. You can't speak, right? So I have this one handy. I know I can build any customization. Proudly say without ABAPer, I can run a program. See, now that is what we have done now. We have created one customization. I'm not ABAPer, but still you guys also not ABAPer, but you have created one customized program. If you go to the table level, there are hundreds of fields you can select. What want you just explore. You can select everything, and output will come easily. So this is what you should tell in interview. Yes, I can prepare any customization. That gives the confidence for the interviewer. Okay, the person who's taking interview.
About the data migration, Vinod. So from
Yes, please.
legacy system, we will get the data in Excel from the business client.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah. From the Excel, we have to identify what are the unnecessary data, like a blocked or a closed customers or a not required vendors,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
from Excel, we will filter the data,
Yeah.
what we need to migrate in the HANA.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
And the very important, not only the data, the next step is very important, the transformation logic. I said, no, there is a vendor in the legacy system, but when it comes to the HANA, it should be a BP. That transformation, how you do, what number ranges, what account group, because in ECC there will be one account group, but the same account group not be there in HANA, but you have to exactly map. For example, account group you have created HU10, example HU10 or HURV, like see HUDV, local vendors or something like that, domestic vendors. But in comes to HANA, ZUDV they call it as, meaning again they are the domestic vendor. That mapping you need to fill in the Excel in the DMC template. That is a
Yeah.
transformation. That is very
So
important.
migration in any migration template, like a
Yeah.
migration cockpit template, we will have the legacy identification number, right, for assets or a material.
No, no, no,
Like,
no, 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 no. In the how we need to fill in the data migration template. That's what I said. In the transformation, right? The mapping table only, you have to prepare as structures. Okay, you are uploading the data in the target system. When you go in the DMC template, wherever there is a supplier number, right, then you have to enter the transformation logic number, meaning for example roles. For example, in BP roles, you know, right? FLU00,
yes,
FLU
yes.
001, that roles you need to add, so that system will identify,
Mm,
correct, there is a vendor, if it is a domestic vendor
mm,
or normal vendor,
mm,
what is my the role, correct. With that role it will create a BP. You know, when you're in the customization, you definitely did this in the basic, you know,
yes.
in creating HANA system. What you do, you create a vendor account groups, you create a
Mm,
number ranges as a external,
mm,
correct. When it comes to
yes.
BP, you will create BP groups, then you will create a number ranges as internal, not external. Okay, so BP always number ranges should be internal. So the transformation will convert the data, and when upload, right, when a data migration cockpit, when you finish all the task, it will create a new number. You want to see the system, you can test this also. Go and check your system. Keep vendor account group also internal. BP number range also internal.
Mm,
System will throw an error message.
yeah. Okay. Mm,
The rule is like vendor account group should be always external. BP number range always should be internal. Okay, you try
yeah.
this. So that transformation we need to add in the DMC template. Always remember, whenever you are doing DMC, right, that is your target system. In target system, you have to give the transformation rules only. If you give that legacy data numbers, right, it will fail. So
Mm,
that is a reason. Very important step in data migration is the transformation logic. How I transfer my data from legacy to HANA manually. Rules only, that is important. You know, you know, right, this table is very important. We want to see the BP number ranges. Like if you go to SC69 BUT 00 000, if you type, you will get BP numbers,
yes.
correct. So in for legacy, LFA1, LFINR, correct. The number is, it is coming from LFINR, but when it comes to BP, it is coming from BUT 000. So that transformation you need to give. That's it. I'll prepare some Excel files just for your understanding. Okay, not today. I'll send it to the sir. Okay, you can take it for your reference. I'll show. It's a simple structure. Anybody can do. There is not big rocket science here. What is my source? Source my 000 is my payment terms. What is in target? 600 is my target payment terms. While uploading the template, you put the always the target value. That's it. It'll fetch. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll
Okay.
share some templates. I'll share some templates so that it is very useful. So that at least now conceptually you guys understood, technically you understood. If you read that document, na, that will really stick in your mind. So that in interview aram say you can say, yeah, I've done the data migration. These are the steps, and I have created some SQVI query to fetch all the details. No one can stop you. You will get selected. Simple.
Okay, let me quickly summarize, right, this data migration projects, how it happens, and you try to relate practically and see what exactly we do it here, right? Let's say whenever you start working on data migration project, it contains like a multiple phases or a stages. You call it as a phase or a stage or a steps, how it goes. Each and every phase is important. It is not like you can skip one phase or one stage and you can jump to other one. Majority of the projects, you have to go through each and every phase in the same sequence. Only then you will be able to achieve the final result. Let's say, what is data migration first, whenever you wanted to think about it. Currently, the business is using some legacy system or some other tool. From there, we wanted to migrate the data into my S4HANA system or SAP system. From legacy to SAP, I wanted to move the data. First thing, whenever you want to move the data, generally, it's not like a copy paste, right? It is not the same format I can copy and paste. For that, you need to understand whether it will fit or not. For that, I'll just show you the very simple thing whenever I try to do it. Very simple example why we need to understand all this, where I have listed all our conversation into a simple steps for you to understand, but still, I'll go through that later. Now, let's say this is my legacy system from where I wanted to copy, and this is my target system. You just need to familiar with this terminology. Legacy is a legacy which you are going to use this once you get used to these terminologies, then it will become easy. Let's say that you have certain data like this. Okay, here, let me put this way where you can see this. So you have a 3 columns of data and maybe serial number, name, and maybe number. Or instead of that, I'll go with a business terminology. Let's say customer number and their invoice number and the amount. Make sense? The simple example I wanted to go with this. I have this legacy data in my in my legacy system. This is the data I have. Maybe I have n number of records. Now what I want to do is here in my target system, let's say for example, for some reason, I need to understand whether it is exactly the same format or not. If it is exactly in the same format, it will be easy. Somehow you can copy and paste. If it is not exactly in the same format, let's say that amount you have here is in this decimal formats or in a dollar format. Okay. If I want to go with the currencies, which will give you, sorry. Okay. Currently, it says rupees, right? Let's say whatever the currency format I have in this format. But here, whereas in here, in amounts, I have in a percentage. I just made it as
Sir,
percentage. For
sir,
example.
sorry to interrupt. Sir?
Yeah.
Yeah, can I drop off? Yeah, I think I've just covered my
Sure.
part.
Okay. Thank you so much, Vinod. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for
Guys,
your time,
thank
Vinod. I'll catch you.
for
Yeah.
everyone who
Thank
joining.
you,
Like,
Vinod.
my best wishes. Yeah,
Thank you.
just
Thank you
try.
so much for your time.
I
Yeah.
wish my best wishes. Everyone will get selected.
Thank you,
Yeah, just
Mr. Vinod.
focus.
Thank you, sir.
That's it.
Thank you, Vinod.
Thank you, Vinod.
Yeah.
Thank you for
Thank you.
appreciation.
Let's say
Yeah.
that I
Thank you.
have this
Bye.
format of data. I just
Thank
wanted
you,
to
thank you,
convert
Vinod.
into my
Thank you, sir.
target system.
Thank you.
Whenever I wanted to, sorry, Vinod, you had something else?
Nothing, sir. Nothing. I'm just dropping off. Yeah. Thank you.
Great. Thank you. Okay. Whenever I wanted to migrate this data, let's look into this, right? Now I have in a currency format. I need to understand here, it is also whether it is in a same format or not. If it is not, let's say whenever you are copy paste, what happens? See this? Is it exactly what you need? Is this what we are expecting in simple words? No, right?
No,
I'm not expecting this 10,000 percentage, but I need only 100 rupees, man. I don't know what percentage you are migrated. This is the blunder it can happen when you do this. When you copy paste as it is, this is the mistake it can happen. For that, you need to understand both the systems, which means you no need to understand technicalities. You need to understand at least basic things. What format of data I have here in my legacy system, what kind of data it accepts in a similar fields. For that, we are talking about all these things. For me to fit in the same data here, I need to make sure everything I can do it. Now, if I want to fit in this here, what I need to do? This I need to convert into currency. Now, let's say similar thing can happen. Maybe there is a one more what I can say. Let me try to add. Excuse. Sorry. Just move two columns away. Let's say I have a date where you will be able to easily understand. Okay, sorry. Now let's say that there is a date format, I have it here. And here also you wanted to convert or move this date as it is. Now, what happens, you need to understand if this is in a number format. But now I'll just change this into a number format and I have a dates here. Let's say that I'll convert this into date format. That is what we need to understand. Let's say either a short date or a long date, anything is okay. Let's say I'll put this one where you can see this date, okay? +1. I'll go with this kind of dates. Okay, these are the dates that I have. Whenever I do this special values here, it gives me this number. Anybody can understand which date is this numbers? No, right? Now what we need to do as a consultant, we need to make sure this is updated in this format. For that, what is the exercise I need to do? That exercise we call it as a conversion. You need to convert this data into the right format. How do I convert? If you know this is a date, then you go and change the format of it. There are a multiple techniques or the multiple things that we need to understand depending on nature of data, how you need to convert, what you need to convert and change. Accordingly, we'll do it. Let's say that I wanted to change this into a date, either whether it's a short date or a long date, go for it. Now I can see exactly the same thing what I see there. So this is called a conversion that we need to understand. Okay, whenever something is not showing in a right format, you need to understand is there any conversion required. Now let's quickly summarize the data migration, what we understood so far, right? So first thing, anytime whenever you wanted to do this data from legacy system to the target system, first thing you need to understand the system better. What is my current format I have? What is the total size of the data that I wanted to migrate? For that, go step by step and understand what you're supposed to know. Now, first you need to, the first phase, if you wanted to see, it is like a planning and analysis, which is like your discovery and preparation. For your data migration, you need to start discovering what kind of data you want to do it, what to do, how to do, everything you need to plan it. Before you go for a trip, you need to plan everything. How many days of trip, where you want to stay, what you wanted to carry, what kind of outfit you need to carry, what is your accommodation plan, what is your food plan, when you can return, what if my mobile battery goes down, should I carry charger, everything, right? All this will plan it. Similar to that, we need to plan whatever is required for us to migrate the data. We need to have the high level picture. You need to understand at a very high level what exactly you need to do it. For that, practical exposure is what required. Without having that knowledge, you cannot say that, right? I may need this, I might require something else. So that's the reason we are sharing at least some inputs for you to get some idea how exactly the data migration looks like. Otherwise, this data migration itself will take minimum 6 months to 9 months minimum for one small project. If it is a huge project, it can go for 1 or 2 years to complete that project. If I want to complete one small project to explain here, the similar time I need to spend it. In office, you spend 8 hours or 10 hours, but here we are spending hardly 1 or 2 hours a day. If I want to convert all that in less than 1 or 2 hours, it's highly impossible. But I'm trying to help you understand at a high level so that whenever you look into them, you'll be able to follow and understand at least certain things. Okay. Now, when you are at a first phase of it, whenever you do the discovery and preparation, first you need to define the scope and objectives of your project. What exactly the scope of the project and objectives. As a consultant, you don't need to do all this stuff, but business users will define all this. But you need to understand what they wanted to achieve it. From this scope and objectives, you will understand what they want to do. They might tell you the scope,